talking a lot about the Columbia River Treaty, and I'm talking a lot about water. And I really need everyone to get a good idea of exactly why that is an issue. You know, you look here at where we live, this beautiful water reservoir, but it's actually a battleground, and we don't realize it yet because it's trying to happen silently in the background. Have a look at this map. This map I was given from Elections BC, and it shows the riding of Kootenay West. Here at the headwaters of the Nkamaplo Valley and on down, we live within one of the largest watersheds, freshwater watersheds in the world. And that's no small thing. We are the people who actually live and breathe in this watershed. And we are the voice for this watershed. As it enters the States, all this water is being collected so that it can be slowly let out to the Americans so that they can irrigate their fields. Now, let me just talk about what they predicted would be the consequence of this flood for animal life in the 60s. So this is in the George Penfold report, which is a culmination of all the information on the Columbia River Treaty. There's so much out there you could spend days just collecting it, let alone reading it. But let me just give you some highlights. Moose, they expected the decline in population, 70% drop. Elk, they predicted 40%. Deer, 50% loss. Black bear, they expected 70% loss. Wolf, 70%. Cougar, 50% loss. Muskrat, they expected 100% loss. Osprey, 90% loss in population. Bald eagle, 70% loss in population. Peregrine falcon, 100% loss in population. So in 1960, these are just some of the effects just on the local wildlife that they were expecting, and these consequences they've happened. You know, the land has been flooded, the animals are gone. We have this reservoir, and that's not going to change. The dams aren't going to go anywhere, but there are continuous consequences for this dam. For these dams, the fluctuation in the water is absolutely unnecessary, and it causes continuous damage every year. 1960, they predicted the maximum change in water was going to be 40 feet. Well, in reality, it's 150 feet change in elevation every year. So every year, all this land that you see, it could come back as healthy riparian zones where the birds can come back and live, where we have a buffer for our forests. This is part of the equation that they're just not considering. And we are the stewards of this waterway because we live here. It's our water. We need to take the rights back, and we need to make sure that the world knows that there's somebody out there advocating for the life of this watershed. We need the voice. We need the representation. We can't just expect the people in Victoria to be our voice. And we need to take action now, before it's too late, before it's taken, without us realizing it. So I need you guys to start getting active and talking about it. Spend 5 minutes a day or 5 minutes a week contacting an organization that can give us some support, and we will be heard. So stay tuned.